Now that we have graphed lines, I want to discuss the slope of a linear equation. So the slope is a number telling you is the line increasing or decreasing and by how much. So if we look at this equation here, like this line is definitely moving upwards, so the slope should be some positive value. So it's often referred to as rise over run, and I have 2 points listed on this graph. To figure out the slope, you can choose any 2 points and see how far did you go over, that's called the run, and how far did you go up in this case, which is called the rise. Maybe I'll even sketch that on here. So we're going this distance over and then this distance up. So that was the run and the rise. So it's easy enough to count here. Okay, well, we're going over 1, 2, 3 places, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the slope, denoted by the letter m, is going to be the rise of 6 over the run of 3. So the slope is 2 over 1, or just 2. So that means if you pick any point on this graph and go over 1 and up 2, you're always going to end up on the line, over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2. Or if you did it 3 times, over 3, up 6. There's also a formula that you can use instead of just looking at the graph, and I've listed that here. What this does is it computes the rise and the run for you just more explicitly. So to apply this formula, you need 2 points. I'm going to use the same 2 that I have on my graph. That's the point, okay, we have 1, 1, and the point, okay, we have -2, -5. Okay. I'm going to label these. We have x1, y1, and x2, y2. I think I'll call this one x1, y1. That's one of my points. And this is x2, y2. I want to plug this information into m, see what we get. So we have y2 minus y1. That's 1 minus, and then we have a -5, divided by, it's x2 minus x1. This thing. This should simplify to the value 2. Well, minus a minus is a positive, so that's really 1 plus 5. Okay, that's good. That's 6. And then we have 1 minus a minus 2. That's 1 plus 2, which is 3. And again, we're ending up with 2 over 1, or just 2. So it's doing the same thing on the graph. It's just more explicit because it's in a formula. The value 6 is telling us the rise, and the value 3 was telling us the run. And the good news is you can even switch the order of x1, y1, and x2, y2, and you still end up with the same values. So maybe just to switch it around, I could have called this x1, y1, this x2, y2, and it makes no difference. I'll do this in green. In this order, y2 minus y1 is -5 minus 1, divided by, okay, x2 minus x1 is this. I get now -6 over -3, and because we're dividing two negative numbers, the result is going to be positive 6 over 3, or just 2. So if you switch the order, it's just going to throw in an extra negative that will just cancel, that wasn't there before. So it doesn't matter the order in which you choose the points, it'll always work if you're applying this formula. And I just want to look at one more example of computing the slope of a line given 2 points. And I say you could use any 2 points you like. I have 2 labeled on here. Let's see, these are the points. What do we have? We have -4, +5, as well as 2, 2. And it doesn't matter the order in which you label these, x1, y1, x2, y2. It'll still work in the formula for slope. One thing to point out is just kind of ask yourself first. The slope's going to be a number. Is it going to be a positive number, a negative number? Is it going to be like a large value? Just looking at this equation, the line is decreasing. So I'm already thinking whatever my answer is, it's got to be a negative value. Furthermore, it's not very steep. So I'm expecting a negative number, but not a very large one. So just going right to the formula, let's compute this. I think I'll label it, again, it doesn't matter the order, but I'll call this one x1, y1. I'll call this x2, y2. And we get 2 minus 5 over 2 minus a negative 4. Okay, 2 minus 5 is negative 3 over 2 minus a minus 4 is 2 plus 4, 6. And okay, the result this time is definitely negative. 3 goes into 6 twice, and there it is. The slope is negative 1/2. Negative meaning it's decreasing, and 1/2 just not by very much. So we'll still call this the rise over the run, but just know if it's negative, it means it's dropping. If I look at my equation, if I go down 1 and over 2, I'm always going to wind up on the line again.